Let's face it, you've probably set a few goals in your life that you didn't really care about
Bruh.
achieving. Maybe you wrote them down, told a few people, but deep down, you knew you could have done more, pushed yourself harder. And here's the kicker, your goals might be too easy. I know you're probably thinking, wait a second, isn't the point of goals to be achievable? To set yourself up for success? Yes, but here's the truth. If your goals don't challenge you, you're never going to grow. It's like trying to build muscle by lifting the same 5-pound dumbbells over and over again. You might get a little stronger, but eventually you'll hit a wall. You've got to increase the weight. You've got to make the challenge harder. And no, I'm not telling you to go for impossible goals that set you up for failure. I'm talking about the sweet spot, the goals that stretch you, make you uncomfortable, but are still within reach if you put in the effort. So let's dive in and talk about why your goals are probably too easy and how you can make them harder, more meaningful, and more impactful. Let's start with a hard truth. You're probably guilty of setting goals that feel safe. I want to read a book this month. I want to work out 3 times a week. I want to eat healthier. Now, there's nothing wrong with these goals, but let's be real. How much do they push you? You've probably set the same goals over and over again, and after a few weeks, you stop caring. You check the box, and that's it. But here's the thing. We all love the idea of success, but we don't always love the work that
Huh?
comes with it. We get comfortable. We set goals that sound good and that feel achievable, but they don't make us grow. And that's the problem. If you keep hitting your goals easily, you're not improving. You're just staying in the same place. So why do we do this? Why do we set these safe, comfortable goals? Well, it's simple. We're afraid of failure. We want the feeling of accomplishment without the risk of disappointment. But guess what? Without the risk, you'll never experience real growth. You'll never know what you're truly capable of. And that's why your goals need to be harder. Not so hard that you give up, but hard enough that you have to push yourself beyond your limits. Think about it this way. When you set a goal, it should feel a little intimidating. It should get your heart racing a little bit. If it doesn't, then you're probably not aiming high enough. You need to create goals that require you to develop new skills, stretch your current abilities, and challenge the limits of what you think you can do. Now, here's the trick. When you set a hard goal, your brain starts to think differently. You start to get creative. You come up with new solutions, strategies, and ways of thinking. And as a result, you become better. You improve. But if you set an easy goal, you don't have that same opportunity to innovate and push yourself forward. The first step in making your goals harder is to step out of your comfort zone. You need to set goals that feel just outside of your reach, but still possible. If your goals are always easy, you'll never test your true potential. And let's be clear, growth only happens when you challenge yourself. For example, if you're trying to get in shape, don't just aim to work out more. Aim to push your limits in a specific area. Run 5 miles in under 40 minutes. Increase your bench press by 20 pounds or hit 10 pull-ups in a row. These goals are harder, but they make you focus. They force you to improve. The key here is specificity. Vague goals are easy because they lack clarity. Specific goals are harder because they force you to create a plan and take deliberate action. One of the best ways to make a goal harder is to track your progress and hold yourself accountable. When you can see where you started and where you are now, it makes it a lot harder to stay complacent. You'll have a constant reminder of where you're at and where you still need to go. This might sound simple, but tracking progress is often overlooked. People set goals, but they don't keep track of their progress along the way. And when you don't track your progress, it's easy to lose motivation. But when you see improvement, even small wins, it gives you the fuel to keep going. And when your progress isn't where you want it to be, that's the perfect moment to adjust your plan, push harder, and really focus on what's needed to get you over the line. Here's something you probably don't want to hear. You're going to fail, and that's okay. In fact, you should embrace failure. Failure is a part of the process. The truth is, when your goals are hard, you're going to face setbacks, challenges, and failures along the way. But instead of letting those failures stop you, use them as learning opportunities. When you fail, ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? Failure isn't a sign that you should quit. It's a sign that you need to adjust, refine, and push forward. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the path to success. Another way to make your goals harder and more effective is by focusing on the habits that will help you achieve them. The problem with big goals is that they can feel overwhelming. But when you break them down into daily or weekly habits, the goal suddenly becomes much more manageable. For instance, if your goal is to run a marathon, don't just think about the finish line. Think about the daily habit of running. Focus on how you can improve each day, and the larger goal will take care of itself. By focusing on habits instead of the end result, you're consistently working toward making your goal a reality. And this approach keeps you on track, even when the going gets tough. Lastly, make your goals harder by surrounding yourself with people who will push you to be better. When you're around people who have big goals and are working hard toward them, it's contagious. It creates an environment of growth, accountability, and motivation. If you're surrounded by people who play it safe, you'll start playing it safe too. But if you surround yourself with people who are constantly pushing the limits, you'll be inspired to do the same. So, if your goals feel easy, it's time to change them. Set bigger, harder goals that push you beyond what you think you're capable of. Track your progress, embrace failure, build better habits, and surround yourself with people who will help you grow. Remember, success isn't just about reaching the destination, it's about who you become along the way. Your future self will thank you for it, but only if you're willing to work hard and make your goals more challenging.